Welcome back to St. George, Utah, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2017 NJCAA Division I Softball National Tournament. I am Chuck Smith, Associate AD here in Tyler, or there in Tyler, and going to bring you today's elimination game broadcast. The visiting team today will be Tyler, and the home team is Sneed State. Snead lost a 9-1 decision to Butler yesterday to drop to the elimination bracket. Tyler dropped the 12-6 decision to Howard yesterday to drop to this point. So Tyler comes in with a record of 50-18, Sneed State 30-40, but won out of the Alabama region to get here to Utah. The winner of this one will advance to play at 7 o'clock our time here local in Utah, but 8 o'clock back home. So, and that one will be against San Jacinto, because San Jacinto dropped a 4-1 or 5-1 decision to Salt Lake earlier today. So the San Jac was on the other side of the bracket, and it flip-flops once you get into the elimination round. So winner of this one will take on San Jac tonight at 7 local. But to get to that point, Tyler has to win this one here. It should start up here in about a few more minutes as you see Sneed State run out. Sneed in the gray and blue, Tyler in the black tops, dark gray pants, and black socks. Going down the lineup for Tyler, you'll have Paysinger, Snow, Weber, Goswick, Court, Moore, Pete, Chatham, and Hotchkiss. In the circle for Tyler is Kelly Mardonis. Down the order for Sneed State, Kay, Blevins, Cantrell, Ridgway, Mitch, Gamer, Walker, Bates, White. And the flex for Sneed State, and at shortstop will be Shearer. In the circle for Sneed is number 11, Tori Garner. Garner on the year, a 2.82 ERA, 8-6 record, 34 appearances, 21 starts, 13 complete games, 3 shutouts, no saves, 151 and 2/3 innings of work. Giving up 154 hits, 94 runs, 61 in those earns, 48 walks, and 125 strikeouts. Opponent batting average is .255. Start off this one for Tyler's Paysinger. Paysinger, .443 average on the year, As ball one comes across for start this one. Again, this is elimination bracket time, so it's when to stay in. One 1-0 pitch. Ball low. Ball low outside, so brings it to 3-0. Looks at strike one. Three 3-1 now for Paysinger. Looks at strike two come across. Count now full, and that one's hit deep to left and gonna bounce to the fence. Paysinger's gonna get him with a 2B7. A solid gray overcast here in St. George, Utah. Temperatures in the low 60s, upper 50s, kind of varying when the wind blows. Taking strike one is Rebecca Snow, the designated player for Tyler. Snow 4.74 average. Looks at strike two across. Slaps at that one to stay alive, is up, but goes back out of play. And that flies out of play down the left field line. Takes ball one. And that goes deep center, and that's over. So TJC, two batters up, 2 runs scored as Rebecca Snow has a 2-run shot. And the wind is blowing out center to right center. As I'm also trying to get all the lineups because we got those a little bit late. So that way we can set the infield for you. And once again, in the circle is Garner. Behind the plate is Walker. Brings to the plate Haley Weber. Looks at ball one low and outside. Looks at ball two. It's going to take a little bit of a mound visit to settle down. The 1-0 pitch. Strike one call. Across the infield, left to right for Snead. You have Mitch, Shearer, Blevins, and Ridgway. As that one's hit out of play down the left field line. And it's not Mitch, it's Mitchell. It was abbreviated on the lineup card. So Mitchell's at third. Shearer at short, Blevins at second, Ridgway at first. As that pop back, just going to land behind us, out of play. Across the outfield, left to right, White, Kay, and Bates. Weber at the plate. 2-2 count, no outs for Tyler here in the top half of the first, already up 2-0. As that's popped back out of play. And with as close as this park is, when those pop back out behind us out of play, always have to keep your head on a swivel when walking through there because you can get clocked. So 2-2 count once again. I'm going to look at ball 3 low, so brings the count to full. Haven't seen anybody get hit yet, but last time I did, it was Eddie McGuire for Tyler during the World Series. That's a chopper right back up the middle, going to make an easy 1-3 out. Brings to the plate the 4-hole Mackenzie Goswick for Tyler. Looks at ball 1 low. Goswick a .413 average at the plate. That's the 4-hole for Tyler. 1-0 pitch underway, 1 out. TJC already up 2-0. But with the wind blowing out the center and right center, both teams will have a chance to carry. The 1-1 pitch comes in for ball 2. And fans noticing the bit rate being sent out through the iPad is a little bit low. We'll get through this half inning, and I'll try to reset the connection. Ooh, strike 2. So 2-2 count with 1 out. Here in the top half of the first, TJC visitors in this one. Goswick at the plate. Reaches for that one and goes down swinging. Brings to the plate the 5-hole Shelby Court.
Next up, number 12, Shelby Court.
Haysinger led off this top half with a double. Snow followed right behind her with a 2-run shot over center. Weber grounded out to the pitcher. Goswick out swinging, so Court now at the plate in the 5-hole. 0-1 pitch. Swings at that one. .02 pitch, 2 outs for Court at the plate. Looks at ball 1 on the outside. The 1-2 pitch for Court. Fouls that one back out of play to stay alive. Court a .317 average at the plate for Tyler this year. Looks at that one low and away. Brings the count 2-2 with 2 outs. Tyler leading 2-0 here in the top half of the first. Looks at ball 3. Battles back to bring the count to full. And that one's right back up the middle. Going to be a single for Court. Court on by way of 1B8. Brings up the 6-hole Casey Moore.
Next up.
Moore a .387 average.
Next up retiring number 17 for baseman Casey Moore.
So with 2 outs, Tyler leading 2-0 here in the top half of the first. Gets 1 on and called strike for Moore at the plate. That one's through the legs, so Court will get the move over by way of wild pitch. So now Court on second, Moore at the plate, 2 outs, 1-1 count in the top half of the first. Goes right back. 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. So we'll go to the bottom half of the first with Sneed State due up to bat. TJC leading 2-0. We'll be back in a minute.
Number 15, Lily McCain.
Set the defensive lineup for TJC. Kelly Mardones in the circle. Behind the plate is Shelby Court. Over at third is Moore. Short is Chatham. Second is Pete. And first is Goswick across the outfield left to right. Paysinger, Weber, and Hotchkiss. So due up first is the center fielder K. Team leading 3-4-8. Looks like slap hitter for Snead. Looks at strike 1 across. Mardones, 2.19 ERA. That is bunted right back, slapped right back at her. Going to be an infield hit. So Kay will get a 1B1. Almost a swing and bunt. And there's some question as it almost looked like it hit the bat after it was a fair play, but going to go on with play. So Kay will stay at first. Blevins now to the plate. Blevins a .320 average. Shows bunt. Looks at strike 1 and pulls back for strike 1. So 1-0 pitch coming from Mardones, low and away for ball 1. 1-1 pitch. Bunted right back to Mardones. Mardones makes the throw over to first. So Blevins does a job with a 1-4 sack as Pete came over to cover that one.
Now batting number 13. Madison Cantrell.
Brings to the plate the 3-hole Cantrell, the designated player. Ball 1 on the inside. So with 1 out, 1 on second for Snead. Cantrell a 3.42 average at the plate. And that's hit way foul left field line, out of play. So 1-1 pitch. And that's check swing they're gonna catch Chatham already moving over towards second. So it's gonna get through the hole. Kay will advance to third. Cantrell will be on first by way of 1B7. So now runners on the corners, 1 out. Brings the 4-hole Ridgeway. Ridgeway a 2.74 average.
Number 13, Mackenzie Ridgeway.
As now we're gonna pinch run number 18. For Cantrell. So 18 is Shearer. The flex player is going to run for Cantrell. That's ball 1. And not flex. Shearer's going to advance to second. So now runners on second and third, 1 out. 1-0 pitch. Change up, misses high. Mardones 32-5 in the circle for Tyler in 42 appearances. 18 complete games, 4 shutouts, 1 save, 207 2/3 inning of work. Has given up 98 runs, 65 of those earned. 82 walks, 148 strikeouts as that one's popped back out of play behind us. So 2-1 count to Ridgeway, and that's hit deep left center. Pacinger's going to have to chase it down at the fence. 2 runs are across. The tag's at second, safe. So Ridgeway will get a 2 RBI double. And that evens the score at 2-2.
Next up, number 32, third baseman, Anna.
Here in the first, as a
Mitchell.
visit from Coach Wynn out to Mardones in the circle. So that brings Mitchell to the plate for Snead. Mitchell, a 3.01 average on the year. Looks at strike 1. Still in the bottom half of the first here in St. George in this elimination battle. Score 2-2, 1 out. Gets her to whiff at the changeup on the outside for strike 2. 0-2 count, 1 out, 1 on second for Snead. And gets her looking on the outside corner. So 2 outs. Ridgway on second. Brings up the pitcher Garner. As first pitch swinging, that's going to be out of play down the left field line.
Now batting number 11, Corey Garner.
Garner, a 2.76 average at the plate. Pulls back for that one. And change up, fouled back out of play. One-two pitch from Mardones, 2 outs, 1 on. That one slap, that's going to fall in for at least a base hit. Coming all the way around to score is Ridgway. So Garner gets an RBI single to right. So in the bottom half of the first, Sneed State takes the lead 3-2. Brings up the 7-hole Walker. Walker a 3.22 average. That's fouled up out of play behind us. Yes, umpire has to get a couple more balls in the pocket out of the feed from the other foul balls coming out. Oh, 1 pitch, ball outside. Two outs, 1 on first for Snead. Walker at the plate. Gets a hold of that changeup. Backhand gloves it as Chatham and over to Goswick for the final out of the inning. So Walker goes down by way of 6-3. But Snead gets 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors and 1 left on. So after 1 complete inning of play, TJC trails Sneed State 3-2. Up for Tyler in the top half of the second, 7-8-9. Pete Chatham Hotchkiss. We'll be back in a minute.
1 left on base. We're going to do top of the second. Now batting number 3, Madison Kurtz.
To lead off the top half of the second for Tyler, Mackenzie Pete in the 7-hole. Tyler trailing 3-2 to Snead in this elimination bracket game. Looks at strike one on the inside. Pete a 328 average on the year at the plate. 0-1 pitch, and that's popped back out of play behind us. Different scenery than last night as we're now on field one. And actually behind the fences there, it starts to drop off. There's a road back there that you have to park on when the parking's full. So a little bit just flip-flop from the field last night in field 5. So 1-2 pitch to Pete. Pops that one up. Shortstop getting called off. Almost dropping it was White, but able to call her off and glove it. So Pete will be out by way of F7. Brings up the 8-hole and shortstop Chatham. Chatham a 306 average on the year. One of 4 that have played all 68 games for Tyler.
Next batters, number 2, Mackenzie Chatham.
As waiting a little bit for a couple of those foul balls coming back in to get put back in the rotation. Moore, Hotchkiss, Court, and Chatham all have played in all 68 games. Goswick in 67. Then you have Mackenzie Pete in 66 as your lineup leaders. And first pitch swinging, gonna loop just into center. So Chatham will get on by way of 1B8. So with 1 out, Chatham on first. Here in the top half of the second, TJC trailing 3-2. Brings up the right fielder, Shelby Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss 365 average at the plate. Looks at strike one. A 0-1 pitch, 1 out. Looks at strike two. Oh-2 pitch, 1 out. Chatham on first. That one sails high and outside. And gets her looking at that one. Hotchkiss thought it was inside, but goes down looking at all 3. Brings up top of the order for Paysinger for Tyler. Led off the first inning with a double. So with 2 outs, 1 on first for Tyler in the top half of the second, trailing 3-2 to Snead. Paysinger looked at ball 1 in the dirt. A 1-0 pitch inside for ball 2. Two-0, 2 outs. Ball 3 low. Walker's going to call time to go chat with Garner. Just trying to break up the rotation. Chatham's on first. Paysinger at the plate. 2 outs for Tyler. Trailing 3-2 in the top half of the second. Looks at strike one. It's actually a 3-1 count at the plate. Scoreboard has a little bit wrong. And looks at ball 4. So Paysinger gets on by way of a walk. Moves Chatham over to second. Brings up Rebecca Snow.
Next up, third baseman number 15, Rebecca Snow.
Back in the first inning, she had the 2-run homer, so she generated both runs for Tyler. Looks at strike one. Oh, 1 pitch, 2 out, 2 on for Tyler. Little changeup stays high. One pitch coming to Snow. Chatham on second, Paysinger on first. Looks at ball 2 low and away. Two 1 pitch. Ball 3 outside. So now 3-1. Three-one, 2 outs, 2 on, and gonna walk the bases loaded. So Chatham will move over to third, Paysinger to second, Snow will walk to first. So that load the bases for
Next up, outfielder
Haley Weber, center fielder for Tyler, grounded out to the pitcher back in the first inning. TJC trailing 3-2, top half of the second with 2 outs, and bases loaded. Ball 1 low and away. One-0 pitch coming from Garner. That's fouled off down the left field line. Out of play. Base hit potentially scores 2 with Paysinger sitting on second for Tyler. Hotchkiss, gonna check that. Chatham on third. Looks at strike 2 at the plate is Weber. But standing on third is Chatham. Paysinger on second. Rebecca Snow on first. Weber at the plate. Now facing a 1-2 count, 2 outs. And close one, but going to be on the outside for ball 2. Two-two count to Weber. 2 outs. Bases are loaded. And that deep center has a chance. Grand slam. Chatham will cross. Paysinger will cross. Snow will cross. And now in comes Haley Weber. So TJC now up 3. All with 2 outs. As that The wind's not blowing as much right now. It's actually, you can start to see, maybe see on the camera where the sun's starting to come out with the shadows. So the wind isn't quite howling like it was to begin the game. Brings up to the plate, Mackenzie Goswick struck out swinging first time up in the first inning. So here in the top half of the second, with 2 outs, TJC manages to get 4 runs across with a grand slam from Weber. TJC now leads 6-3, and that's popped up, has a chance to get in trouble. Gonna bounce in front of left fielder White, and Goswick's gonna get a double. So 2B7 for Goswick. Brings up the 8th batter of the inning. Shelby Court got a single to center first time up in the first. So with 2 outs, Goswick on second. TJC now leading 6-3 here in the top half of the second. Looks at ball 1 low. One-0 pitch. And that's trouble, gonna be just fair. Gonna score from second. And Court's gonna get a double. 2B7 as that ball just barely hit fair and then kicked in the corner. So Goswick will score. TJC's 5th run of the inning. TJC now up 7-3. Brings up 9th batter of the inning. Casey Moore grounded to Garner, the pitcher, back in the first inning. So now Court's on second, Moore's at the plate. TJC leading 7-3. And strike 1 called on the outside corner. Two outs, 1 on second, 1-1 count at the plate for Moore. Now 2-1. Ball low and away. Two-one pitch. Gonna skip in. Good job that time by Walker to keep it in front of her. Now a 3-1 pitch, or 3-1 count for Moore at the plate. Court at second, 2 outs. Gonna Walker. So if anybody's doing a scorecard at home, you now have to start scratching out numbers. As we now have completely batted around. And it looks like there's going to be a pitching change. Looks like it's number 22, Alexis Bonanno. And we'll see how she will fit in the lineup, since the pitcher Garner is batting in the 6th hole, and the flex is actually listed as Shearer, the shortstop. So Garner does 1 2/3 innings of work. Alexis Bonanno will come in with a 4.56 ERA, 0-3 record, 28 appearances, 8 starts, 1 complete game, 2 saves, 78 1/3 innings of work, giving up 105 hits, 69 runs, 51 of those earned, 24 walks and 67 strikeouts. Opponent batting average right at 300. So brings back up Mackenzie Pete for the second time of the inning. Looks at strike one. To lead off the inning, she flew out to left. One 0 pitch, and that's going to go foul down the left field line and out of play. 2 on for Tyler. Court on second by way of a double to left. Moore walked to first. So 2 on, 2 outs, 0-2 pitch, and fouls that one off to stay alive. A little off speed coming across. Oh-2 count, 2 outs, 2 on for Tyler in the top half of the second. And that one gets away with a wild pitch, so runners will move up a bag. Court will move to third. Moore to second. So 1-2 count now for Pete at the plate. 2 outs for Tyler here in the top half of the second, who's put on 5 runs as ball 2 comes across. Put up 5 runs, is now leading 7-3. Two count, 2 out, 2 on for Tyler here in the top half of the second. And check swings for that one. And say no swing on it. So going to bring the count to full. So full count, 2 outs for Tyler here with 2 on. Top half of the second, leading 7-4. Fouls that one back into the dugout of Sneed State. Fouls that one right back almost in the same spot in front of the Sneed State dugout. Another full count pitch coming our way. Walks Mackenzie Pete on a ball 4 outside. So now the bases are loaded once again. Brings up Chatham. Chatham already this inning had a single and a run scored here in the top half of the second. TJC leading 7-3. Doesn't chase that one for ball 1. One 0 pitch, and that's hit just foul, or foul down the left field line. One pitch, 2 outs, bases loaded. That one bounced in for ball 2. Looks at strike 2. Now a 2-2 count for Chatham, 2 outs, bases are loaded. TJC leading 7-3 in the top half of the second. And gets that one. It's going to be a fair ball down the line, just over the bag. 1 run across, 2 runs across. Sliding is Mackenzie Pete at third. So Court will score, Moore will score. Pete ends up at third, and Chatham will get a 2B7. So TJC adds 2 more on the board. Up now 9-3 here in the second. 9-hole hitter Shelby Hotchkiss struck out looking back in the first part of this second inning. So strike 1. So 2 on and scoring position for Tyler. Hotchkiss at the plate with the 0-1 count, 2 outs. Gets that one, goes right at the third baseman, Mitchell. So that'll end the inning as TJC brings 12 batters to the plate. And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 7 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. So after 1.5 innings of play, TJC bounces back and is up 9-3. Due up for Sneed State in the bottom half of the second is 8-9-1. Bates, White, and Kay. We'll be back in a minute.
Tyler, 7 runs, 5 hits, 0 errors, 2 left on base. Dudley Sports, America's premier softball company, is proud to be the official softball of the NJCAA. Dudley's favorite softball is used exclusively at all NJCAA softball championships, and the NJCAA thanks Dudley for their continued support. To learn more about Dudley's lineup of softball cards, visit www.dudleysports.com.
Leading off for Sneed State in the bottom half of the second is Bates, the right fielder. Bates a .327 average on the year. As that one slapped out to right, wind's carrying just a little, but Hotchkiss gets it right at a few feet before the fence. So Bates goes down by way of F9. So with 1 out, brings the 9-hole White, left fielder. Haley White, a .312 average at the plate. Mardones gets strike 1, so 0-1 pitch, fouled back, hits the pole right above the camera for strike 2.
Last up was number 3, Alexis Bates. Now up number 12, Haley White.
As umpire was checking that ball, I think with the way it hit the fence, it cut the ball, so getting that one back out of play. 1-2 count now coming from Mardones in the circle. Wide at the plate. Can't quite get that one called on the outside corner, so 2-2 count. Two-two pitch, 1 out for Snead here in the bottom half, and that's going to dribble foul over towards third base. Reset a 2-2 count, and that one's fouled right back. Almost gets leadoff K in the batter circle. Reset another 2-2 pitch from Mardones. Change up too high, so full count. Full count pitch, fouled back out of play. TJC leading 9-3. 3-2 pitch comes across low and inside, so White will get on by way of a walk. Brings back to the top of the order. Center fielder K got on back in the first inning with a swinging bunt down the first base line. So with 1 on, 1 out, K at the plate. Tries to swing at that one. No go for strike 1.
Number 25, Sneed State.
0-1 pitch from Mardones. Tries to pop that one, slap pop that one, and coming over to get it is Chatham. So 2 down now. White on second. Brings up Blevins. Back in the first inning, she bunted, a little sack bunt to move over K. So she's now at the plate with 2 outs, 1 on. Bottom half of the second. Slaps that one and Mackenzie Pete was able to glove that. So down by way of L4. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on for Snead in the top or the bottom half of the second. So after 2 complete innings of play, TJC leads 9-3. Coming up to the plate for Tyler to start the third is 1-2-3, Paysinger, Snow, and Weber. TJC leading this one 9-3. We'll be back in a moment.
Number 3, Brianna Paysinger.
Top half of the third in this elimination game with Tyler and Sneed State. Paysinger looks at strike one on the inside. Tyler leading 9-3. Winner of this one turns right around and plays San Jacinto, with San Jacinto losing to Salt Lake. On the other side of the bracket now starts to flip-flop. The mixed match in the field on the elimination side as she swings through strike two. So 0-2 pitch. And swings through that one for a strikeout. Brings up Rebecca Snow, the two-hole hitter. Has had a 2-run shot and a walk and 2 runs scored on the day. Third time up to the plate, third inning. So with 1 out, TJC leading 9-3. Called strike. So 1-1 count for Snow. Designated player for Tyler. Looks at strike 2 on the inside. That one bounces in for ball 2. 2-2 pitch coming from Bernano in the circle. Ball 3 high. Full count, 1 out. Snow at the plate here in the top half of the third. TJC leading 9-3. And that's foul by a few feet down the first baseline. So reset a full count with 1 out for Snow. And that's going to be ball 4 on the inside. Brings up Haley Weber. Grounded out to the pitcher and had a grand slam back in the second. So Snow on first by way of a walk. Weber at the plate with the 3-hole in the Tyler lineup. Looks at strike 1.
Currently batting, number 21, Haley Weber.
0-1 pitch on the way. And strike 1, a little up and inside. Oh-2 pitch now to Weber. 1 on, 1 out for Tyler here in the top half of the third. Low and away for ball 1. TJC leading this one 9-3. As that's ball 2 on the inside. time is called. And going to resume play with 2-2 count. Weber at the plate, rips that one into center and gonna snag it as the ball was starting to dive down, but Kay was able to snag it, so F8 in the scorebook. So 2 outs, Goswick comes up to the plate. Strikeout swinging back in the first and a double in the second. Snow sits on first for Tyler. Goswick at the plate, 2 outs in the top half of the third. And that's line drive right over to Shearer. Take a couple steps to her right, snags that one. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base for Tyler in the top half of the third. So after 2.5, we'll go to the bottom half of the third. TJC leading 9-3 over Sneed State. Sneed has 3, 4, 5 coming in up to the plate. Cantrell, Ridgway, and Mitchell will be back in a moment. TJC leading 9-3, heading to the bottom half of the third.
I know, I saw you. It was a good follow through. Yeah. Oh no. I got to run. Nice business with you. I just got to go get ready to go. Start us off again like you did last time. Let's go.
Ball 1 up and away to start the bottom half of the third for Cantrell at the plate. Cantrell a single to left back in the first inning. TJC leading this one in the bottom half of the third, 9-3. And that one's pitch upstairs, but roped out to left field. So Cantrell, another 1B7. No pinch runner for yet at this point. Brings to the plate the 4-hole hitter Ridgway. Had an RBI double to left first time up. As the wind starts to pick up a little bit, but this way in the other direction, it's blowing in towards home. As that one upstairs for a ball. So 2-0 count for Ridgway at the plate. No outs with Cantrell sitting on first, and that one's upstairs but lofted to center. Going back is Weber, and that, like I said, that wind is starting to blow in from center field right now. So that one kept it in the park. So Ridgway will go down by way of F8. Mitchell now up. The 5-hole hitter for Snead. struck out looking, and that one's ground over towards third, gloved and throw out at first. So a good glove and throw by Moore to Goswick. But Cantrell gets the second. Mitchell has a swinging bunt down to third, essentially. So 2 outs, 1 on second. That's
Currently batting for Sneed State, number 22, Alexis Bonanno.
so Alexis Bonanno at the plate, 2.79 average. Gets her on that one for a strike, 2. So 2 outs. Cantrell on second. TJC leading this one in the bottom half of the third, 9-3. 0-2 pitch. Can't get her to chase that one on the outside for ball 1. One-two pitch from Mardones. Low and away for ball 2. Two-two pitch, 2 outs, and that's a changeup fielded short to first. Chatham to Goswick for another combination, out number 3. So in the bottom half of the third, Snead brings 4 to the plate. No runs on 1 hit, no errors and 1 left on.
No runs.
So after 3 complete, TJC leading this one 9-3. In this elimination bracket game in the 2017 NJCAA National Tournament. Got a win to stay in from here on out. The winner of this one will turn right around and get San Jacinto
NJCAA Spring Sport National Championships live
tonight at 8:30 Central Time, so 7:30 local here.
www.njcaa.tv.com give you live and archive video of the national tournaments for lacrosse, softball, and baseball. NJCAA TV is now also available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Android TV, and Roku streaming platforms. NJCAA TV, the official digital video network of the NJCAA.
Guys, listen to a little bit of the announcement about NJCAA TV. Of course, we can bring you every game through game 26 of the tournament that Tyler's in on the YouTube channel. And after that, we can get to that semifinal round. NJCAA TV takes over from there. But I got to win to stay in to get to that point. But TJC leading 9-3, heading to the top half of the fourth. And for Tyler, it's 5, 6, 7. Court, Moore, and Pete. Wind steady coming in from dead center.
Now batting number 12, Corby Court.
Court 2 for 2 with a single, double, and an RBI. And a run scored so far today. And first pitch goes foul down the left field line. Sorry about that, folks. We had a little bit of a electrical surge there, just trying to test the equipment all real quick. All right, 2-1 pitch, and that one just smoked right back up the middle. So Court starts it off for the Apaches in the top half of the fourth with a 1B8. So that brings up Casey Moore. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Grounded out to the pitcher the first time up. As that one bounces in for ball 1. One 1-0 pitch coming from Bonanno. Ball 2. No outs here in the top half of the fourth. Shelby Court on first by way of a single. Casey Moore at the plate. Strike 1 called. The 2-1 pitch underway, and that's fouled down the third base line. Rolls off the fence. Shortstop Shearer able to get to it and throw it back in. Two count, no outs for Tyler here in the top half of the fourth. And that's bounced right back up the middle. Stepped on the bag for out 1, and out number 2, throw to first. As that one, Shearer was able to catch it on the hop, step right on the bag, and toss it to first for the double play. So 6U and 3. For the double play on the bag there. So 2 outs now, brings up 7-hole Mackenzie Pete. 0 for 1 with a fly out to left and a walk. And ball 1 on the inside. One 0 pitch. And that's down the line, but going to be foul. As that wind is still blowing in from dead center now. First 2 innings, it was blowing out that way. Now it's blowing in. One pitch, 2 outs. Moore. 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. Pete at the plate. TJC leading the top half of the fourth, 9-3. And gets a hold of that one. Over to short, throw to first is in time. So ends up being 3 up, 3 down, but by way of a double play. Ground into a double play is Moore. So Pete goes down by way of 6-3. So only 3 batters to the plate. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on. So after 3.5, TJC still leading 9-3. Coming up in the bottom half of the fourth is 7, 8, 9 for Sneed State. Walker, Bates, and White. TJC leading this one 9-3. We'll be back in a minute.
one hit, no errors, with one left on base.
To lead off the bottom half of the fourth for Sneed State, number 20, Walker. Grounded out to short first time up. First pitch, change up, stays upstairs. Gets her to swing at that one. And ball 2 low and away. Or ball 3. No, it should be a 2-1. Scoreboard has it wrong. So 2-1 pitch from Mardones. Pops that one back out of play. Is Walker. Another TJC action. Baseball is hosting the NJCA District C tournament. And that one's hit hard back up the middle. Gonna bounce on out to center. So Walker gets a 1B8 to start off the bottom half of the fourth. But that's a 16 district tournament for baseball. Winner of that one goes to the Division III World Series. TJC won the first one
Currently batting number 2, Alexis Bates.
Of that game versus Coastal Bend, 5-0. So that tournament runs through the end of this weekend. I know there's some weather scheduled for back home. Ball 1 comes across. But the winner out of that tournament goes to the NJCA division. Able to get to it was Pete. Don't think the runner or Walker wasn't really quite expecting Pete to get that one, so Pete snagged it and then threw to first to get the force back as Walker tried to lead off a little bit too much. So Bates out by way of L4, and Walker gets the 4-3. So brings up the 9-hole hitter White. Walked the first time up in the second. Men's tennis also at their national tournament. Heads into the final day tomorrow. Playing in 6 out of the 9 flight finals. Has head-to-head in 4 flights with ASA College. TJC currently has 40 points, unofficial points, but 40 points, and ASA is 38.5. And ASA is in 7 finals and a consolation final. Consolation round gets half a point per win there. So battle tomorrow for men's tennis, the final day of the national tournament on their end in Plano, Texas. So full count, slapped over down the first baseline, hit something and kicked as Snead only brings 3 to the plate in the bottom half of the fourth. TJC leads this one after 4 complete, 9-3. We go to the top half of the fifth, 8-9-1. Chatham, Hotchkiss, and Paysinger. We'll be back in a minute.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on base. We are heading to the top of the fifth.
To lead off the top half of the fifth for Tyler, Mackenzie Chatham, 2 for 2 day. A single to right, or single to center, double to left, and a run scored.
Currently batting number 2, Mackenzie Chatham.
0-1 pitch for Chatham on the way. Ball 1 low. That one's gonna sting the umpire in the foot, and Coach Wynn's gonna help him out, give him a minute. One of those courtesies to the umpires there. As a way for the umpire to check, make sure they're good to go. And the umpire. All is good to go, so we'll reset with Chatham at the plate, a 1-1 count. TJC leading this one 9-3. At 8:30 Central, 7:30 Mountain here in Utah. And that game's tonight, that one foul, but almost caught by Ridgway at first. Gonna take a little hop before it gets to her, though. So 2-2 count for Chatham at the plate. So Chatham goes down with Mitchell and Ridgway connecting. 5-3 in the scorebook. Brings up the 9-hole Shelby Hotchkiss. 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout looking and lined out the third baseman.
Shelby Hotchkiss.
Looks at ball 1 low. One-0 pitch coming to Hotchkiss. 1 out for Tyler in the top half of the fifth. Ball low and away for ball 2. With the way the sun's setting, the left fielder, White, has to hold a glove up to create a shadow to see. So that left field area could be dangerous. Ball 3 low and inside. .30 pitch underway. Strike one. Good glove hand that time by Mitchell at third, as that one took a funny hop real quick. So with one out, reset another 2-2 count. And it's fouled off again down the third baseline, hits a fence and kicks out to left field. As you hear the wind kicking up, coming in from center towards home plate. And that one's popped up. Coming in is right field, not gonna make it. And Hotchkiss gonna try to get two out of it and does. As right fielder Bates called off Blevins and then couldn't quite get to it with that wind blowing in. Hotchkiss will get on second. Paysinger now at the plate, back at the top of the lineup for Tyler. 1 for 2 with a double, 2 runs scored, a walk, and a strikeout. Strike one across. TJC leading this one in the top half of the fifth, 9-3. With one out. Hotchkiss on second. The left fielder Paysinger at the plate, 0-1. That one low. So 1-1 count to Paysinger. Swings through that one for strike two. One-two count to Paysinger at the plate. One out for Tyler. One on. Slaps at that one to stay alive. That one's fouled right back to me. Reset for another 1-2 count for Paysinger at the plate. TJC leads 9-3 in the top half of the fifth with one out. Hotchkiss on second, and that's ball two. And good base running by Hotchkiss to get over to third, as that ball was a little bit low. So 2-2 count, one out. Hotchkiss now sits on third. And that one's going to be a base hit into right. Hotchkiss RBI single to right. So Paysinger on first brings up the two-hole hitter designated player Rebecca Snow. 1 for 1 with a 2-run homer, 2 walks, and 2 runs scored. So with one out, looks at ball one. In this elimination bracket game, win to stay in. Winner gets San Jacinto, Region 14 foe for Tyler. As that one is looping out towards center, and that's going to be dropped. And Paysinger's going to get there in time. So Paysinger will get to second. And she was on the run as she covered. She was shaded over towards right center and had to run all the way over to left center to try to glove that one. I'll give it a 1B8 because she had to travel a long ways, and Paysinger will sit on second. Sneed State calls a little powwow. There's only one out. TJC leading 10-3, but Paysinger on second, Snow on first. Weber at the plate. 1 for 3 with a ground out to the pitcher, a grand slam, and a fly out the center so far today. Looks at strike 2 come across the inside. So Weber now down 0-2. 1 out for Tyler, 2 on here in the top half of the 5th. TJC leading 10-3. Looks at ball 1 way upstairs and inside. As there's a time called as Snow had to tie her shoe on first, or tie her cleats on first. So now 1-2 count for Weber. 2 on, 1 out for Tyler. And it's fouled off to stay alive. It goes right inside the dugout. And that sun continues to set behind us. You can start to see more of the shadows come across, but left field is still trying to shade their eyes to make sure and see. And that one's hit over towards second, gonna get in the gap. Paysinger is gonna make a play at the plate, slide in for a score. As she stutter-stepped a little bit there on third. So Paysinger will score on the throw. Snow will move all the way to third, and Weber will get a 1B9 and will head over to second on the throw. So TJC now extends their lead to 8 here in the top half of the 5th. Line out to short. TJC just with 1 out here in the top half of the 5th. Runners in scoring position at second and third. Goswick with a 1-0 count. And that one's looped deep to left, has a chance, and is gone. So Snow will score. Comes across now as Weber. And rounding third, touching home, is Goswick with a 3-run bomb out to left field. And that's with the wind coming in from center. And now there's going to be a pitching change. Come into the circle. And I think that's so Riley White will come in. And so that will be
number 12, Shelby Court.
Trying to update the scorecard of everything. So 3 2/3 inning of work for Bonanno. And now comes in White. Riley White, team leading 2.25 ERA, 14-12 record, 37 appearances, 27 starts, 16 complete games, 52 walks, 95 strikeouts. Opponent batting average is a 2.31. As with that wind kicking up right at us, gets a little bit to me at times, so but we're good to go. So TJC brings up its 7th batter and already just put up 5 runs in this top half of the 5th and leads 14-3 over Sneed State. That's strike 1 for Shelby Court. Court 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Looks at ball 2 on the inside. Looks at ball 3 low. Three-one count now for Court. Only 1 out for Tyler so far in the top of the 5th. 5 runs have scored. Courtesy double, single, 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 and a 3-run shot by Goswick. So full count after that. That one fouled off. And gonna get called on the outside corner and caught looking. So Court will go out by way of looking at that one. So now 2 outs. Brings up the 8th batter for Tyler, the 6-hole Casey Moore. Moore 0 for 2 with a walk, a run scored. Ground out to the pitcher and ground into a 6U3 double play. That's 2 balls. So 2-0 count, 2 out. Moore at the plate. And that one's off the end of the bat. Easily able to get that one as Ridgeway. So Moore will go down by way of 3U. So TJC brings 8 batters of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. No errors. And 1 left on. Or no one left on. Sorry about that. We cleared the bases on there. So after 4.5, we go into the bottom half of the 5th. TJC leading
no errors, none left on.
14-3.
Current score 14-3. Tyler over Sneed State.
For Sneed State in the bottom half of the 5th is 1, 2, 3. Kay, Blevins, and Cantrell. Pitching change for Tyler. So 4 complete for Mardones. In comes in Julia Knight. So Knight will 4 runs to keep this game going.
22.
They need 4 runs to stay alive. So up to the plate is the top of the lineup, Kay, the center fielder. 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Strike save. 125 and 2/3 innings of work. 145 hits, 74 runs allowed, 58 of those earned. 26 walks, 73 strikeouts, and that's gonna just barely go foul on that slap. Count for Kay at the plate. TJC leading this one 14-3. Bottom half of the 5th inning. And that's slapped over to Chatham, gonna go off the glove. Chatham can't quite field that one. Gonna get the First error of the day. So E6 gets K on, with Snead needing 4 to stay alive to continue play, as the run rule is 8 at 5. TJC looking for 3 outs to continue play versus Sanjak later. That's ball 1 outside. Up to the plate is Blevins. Had a sac bunt back in the first and line drive to second back in the second. And that's a shot to left. Paysinger tries to stop it on a dive. Runners are going to advance. So K will advance all the way to third. Blevins will get to second. So the first 2 up or 2 on for Sneed State. As court goes out to Julie Knight to chat about it a little bit, but TJC needs 3 outs. Sneed State needs 4 runs. Up to the plate is a 3-hole hitter Cantrell, as that's strike 1. Cantrell 2 for 2 with 2 singles to left and a run scored. That's ball 1 on the outside. One pitch now from Knight. And that's back out of play on the right side. One, 2. Count, no outs. Runners at second and third. Cantrell at the plate. And that's over to third. That's going to be a fair ball. 1 run across. Ball's in the corner. Paysinger's trying to get it in. 2 runs across. So K will score. Blevins will score. And Cantrell will get a stand-up 2B7. And making a quick change back to Mardones is Tyler. So Julie Knight will enter, but officially get 0 innings of work, but give up 2 runs. So Cantrell sits on second. No outs for Sneed State in the bottom half of the 5th. Coming up to the plate will be Ridgway, who's 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI double and a run scored back in the first, and fly out to center in the third. TJC leading this 14-5. Here in the bottom half of the 5th, Sneed State trying to scrap to stay alive. TJC trying to close out first victory of the tournament and head to another elimination game. Strike 1 call. Oh, 1 pitch. And gets her with the changeup on the outside. Looking. Oh, 2 pitch, no outs, 1 on for Snead. And that's right back up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Runner will stay on third. Cantrell stays on third. Ridgway now on first with a 1B8. So runners are on the corners. Mitchell up to the plate. Mitchell 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking and ground out to third.
Next batter for number 12. Next batter
And
for Sneed State.
Ridgeway
Person
looks like they're going to send a pinch runner.
Number 12, Hilliard. Correction, number 32, Anna Lee Mitchell.
Four for 13 at first base. 4.
So number 4 for Sneed State will come in.
First base for Sneed State.
4 is Maddie Purvis. So runners on the corners, no outs. And that's popped straight up. Tracking it down is Chatham as it keeps blowing in and in. But able to get that one. So Mitchell, high fly F6. So with 1 down, runners on the corners. Brings to the plate number 10, White. Strike 1. Riley White, a .262 batting average on the year. First time at the plate today. And that's fouled off just down the third base line. Change up from Mardonis on that one. So 0-2 count to White at the plate. 1 out, runners on the corners. And that's deep and home 3-run shot for White. So Cantrell will score. Ridgeway will, or check that, Purvis will score. And now White will get a 3-run homer. So 6 batters up, 5 runs scored. Here in the bottom half of the 5th for Snead. TJC leading 14-8 now. So with 1 out, brings up the 7-hole Walker. Walker 1 for 2, ground out to short and a single.
Coming up, number 20, Mary Walker.
That one's fouled back out of play. Oh, 2 pitch with 1 out. And that's a 1-hopper over to second, able to get there in time. So out by way of 4-3 as Walker tried to dive in at that one. Brings up to the plate Bates. 0 for 2 with a fly out to right and a line drive to Pete at second. So 2 down here in the bottom half of the 5th. Gets her to swing at that changeup on the outside. Sneed's put 5 runs across. Here in the bottom half of the 5th. TJC still leading 14-8. One pitch. Strike 2 called. One-two pitch. Can't get her to chase it up and away. Two-two pitch, 2 outs, no one on here in the bottom half of the 5th for Snead. Can't get her to chase that one low and away. Brings the count to full. Three-two pitch. And she's going to walk to first. That one gets out from underneath court. Runner stays at first. So with 1 on, 2 outs, brings up the 9-hole hitter White. 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to second. And this is Haley White. Number 10 is Riley White earlier, so try to clarify those. That's and no go on the check swing, so pulled that one back for a ball. And ball on the inside. So here in the bottom half of the 5th, TJC leading 14-8. 2 outs on the board. And Sneed State's been able to put up 5 this inning. And 4 straight will walk, and Bates will move to second. Haley White will be on first. Bring back to the top of the lineup. Start scratching out numbers at the top for innings. So Sneed State has batted around to continue this 5th inning. Brings up the center fielder Kay. Had a single and a run scored in the first, flew out to short, and then led this off with by way of E6 as it went right to Chatham and it booted off the glove.
Number 25, Holy Chloe.
So 2 outs, 2 on, Kay at the plate. Strike 1 called. Oh, 1 pitch, and swings at that one for strike 2. Oh, 2 pitch, 2 outs, and missed on the outside for ball 1. So 1-2 pitch, 2 outs, 2 on, and that slap foul over to third base. Resets another 1-2 count, 2 outs, 2 on, bottom of the 5th. And that's going to be a swing and bunt over play at first, out of there in time. So Kay will go down by way of 5-3 to end the 5th. But Sneed State does a job to continue this game by putting up 5 runs. Off of 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. So we head to the top half of the 6th. TJC leading 14-8. Up to the plate for Tyler, 7-8-9, Pete Chatham Hotchkiss. As we head to the top of the 6th, TJC went leading 14-8. And we'll be back in a moment.
13.
Leading off the top half of the sixth for Tyler, Mackenzie Pete. 0 for 2 with a fly out to left, a walk, and a ground out to shortstop. Oh, 1 pitch now to Pete. That one's going to be foul. So 0-2 count for Pete at the plate. Looks at ball 1 up and away. Ball 2 on the outside to Pete. 2-2 count now. Ball 3 low. So now a full count, no outs, top half of the sixth. Mackenzie Pete for Tyler, and that one's grounded over to third, making the throw in time for out number 1. Brings up Mackenzie Chatham, 2 for 3 with a single run scored, double, and a ground out to third. One out for Tyler in the top half of the sixth. Strike 1 on the outside. TJC leading this one 14-8. That's ball 1 low. Strike called.
Currently batting number 2, Mackenzie Chatham.
Ball 2 in the dirt. So now 2-2 count for Chatham at the plate. 1 out for Tyler here in the top half of the sixth. Ball 3 on the outside. Full count now for Chatham. And that's fouled off out of play into the little stands just past the TJC dugout. Reset a full count, 1 out. No one on for Tyler. And that one's over to second, bobbles it at first, able to get it in time. So Chatham out by way of 4-3, brings up the 9-hole Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss 1 for 3 with a strikeout looking, line out to third and a double. with a run scored back in the 5th. Ball 1 low. So 1-0 count. That's going to be just off the edge of the bat. But Hotchkiss will get on with a little 1B8. Brings up the top of the lineup, Brianna Paysinger. 2 for 3 with a double, a walk, a strikeout, and a single. An RBI single in the 5th, and 3 runs scored today. So with 2 outs, 1 on here in the top half of the 6th. Gets back to the top of the lineup with Paysinger looking at strike 1.
Number 3, Brianna Paysinger.
Ball 1 low and away. One pitch, and that one's going to be in the dirt. Hotchkiss will move to second. So Paysinger, 2-1 count at the plate, 2 outs for Tyler with Hotchkiss on second. TJC leading this one 14-8 in the top half of the 6th. And that's ball 3 on the inside. And that's going to be ball 4 on the outside. So Paysinger draws the walk. Brings up Rebecca Snow. 2-run homer in the 1st, walk, and a run scored in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, and a single and run scored in the 5th. So 2 on, 1st and 2nd, 2 outs for Tyler, top half of the 6th. Looks at ball 1, low and away.
And we got it, number 15, Rebecca Snow.
A 1-0 pitch for strike 1. And that one's fouled off the fence to our left. So 1-2 count for Snow at the plate. Hotchkiss on second, Paysinger on first. TJC leading 14-8 in the top half of the 6th. And gets her swinging late on that one. So it gets TJC to put up a 0 on the scoreboard in the top half of the 6th. With no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. So after 5.5 innings of work, TJC leading this one 14-8. Due up for Snead in the bottom half of the 6th is 2-3-4, Blevins, Cantrell, and Ridgeway. But TJC leads this one 14-8, headed to the bottom half of the 6th. We'll be back in a minute.
Now batting second baseman, number 6, Courtney Blevins.
Leading off the bottom half of the 6th is Blevins. Ball 1 on the outside. Mardonis in the circle. Blevins with a sac bunt in the first, line out to second in the second. And a single and a run scored in the 5th, as that one's popped deep out to center. But that wind still coming in from center, able to get to it is Weber. So Blevins goes down by way of F8. Brings to the plate the designated player Cantrell. And that's one pitch, one swing. It's maybe in trouble, and Paysinger with an amazing catch. As she calls off Chatham, that ball comes sailing back in a little bit and diving just before the ball hits the ground, her glove extends. So beautiful F7 by Paysinger. Brings up to the plate the 4-hole Ridgway. Ridgway 2 for 3 with a 2 RBI single in the first, a run scored, fly out the center, and a single and a run scored in the 5th. So 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th. TJC leading this one 14-8. And that one was ball 2. Draws ball 3. It's 3-0 pitch. And going to be ball 4 on the inside. So 4 straight for Mardonis. Walks Ridgway to first. Up to the plate now is the third baseman, Mitchell. So with 1 on, 2 outs, Mitchell at the plate. That one's fouled down the left field line. Kicks off the fence and goes out to Paysinger in left. So 0-1 pitch. Ball 1 on the outside. One pitch from Mardonis. Gets her to swing at that one for strike 2. So 1-2 pitch coming from Mardonis. 2 outs. TJC leading this one 14-8 in the bottom half of the 6th. And gets that one through the hole between third and short. So Ridgway will move to second. Mitchell will be on by way of 1B7. Ball 1 low and away for Riley White at the plate. Riley had a 3-run homer back in the 5th. As that one's ball 2 up and in. First 2 batters of this bottom half of the 6th, down by way of F8, F7. Now 2 on with Ridgway on second. Mitchell on first. Now Riley White at the plate, as Coach Wynn will have a quick chat with Mardonis. change up the pace of play real quick, break the cycle. Winner of this elimination round or elimination game will play tonight versus Sanjak. That will be 7:30 local here in Utah and 8:30 back home in Central Time in Texas. TJC trying to hold on to this 6-run lead in the last 2 innings to advance to that other elimination round. As strike one called. And that's ball 4 on the outside, so Ridgeway will advance to third. Mitchell will go to second. Riley White will be on by way of a walk, so the bases are loaded. Brings up Walker, the catcher for Sneed State. 0 for 2 with a fly out to right, a line drive to Pete at second, and then a walk. Strike one across the outside corner. Bases are loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th. TJC leading 14-8. And that one's deep right at the fence as Hotchkiss able to catch that one for out 3. So Walker goes out by way of F9. So TJC gets out of that one after getting the first 2 outs, little pop-out outs and 2 walks and a hit to load the bases. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on in the bottom half of the 6th for Sneed State. So we'll go to the top half of the 7th. TJC leading this one 14-8. Due up for Tyler, 3, 4, 5. Weber, Goswick, and Court. We'll be back in a minute.
Leading off at the top of the 7th inning, center fielder, number 21, Haley Weber.
Leading off the top half of the 7th for Tyler, 3, 4, 5. Weber, Goswick, and Court. Weber 2 for 4 with a ground out to the pitcher back in the first, a grand slam in the second. Flew out to center in the third and had a single and a run scored in the 5th. That one's fouled back for strike 2. So 0-2 count now for Weber. Looks at ball 1, low and away. And strikeout swinging for Weber here to lead off the 7th. brings up Mackenzie Goswick. 2 for 4. Strikeout in the first, double in the second. Line out to short in the third, and a 3-run homer back in the fifth. And first pitch swinging over to short, and she's going to be able to run that one out. So a 1B6 for Goswick with 1 out. Now 1 on for Tyler brings up Shelby Court. 3 for 4 with a single, an RBI double, a run scored, and another single back in the fourth, and strikeout looking in the fifth. Looks at strike 1 on the inside. TJC with 1 out, leading 14-8 here in the top half of the seventh. Winner of this elimination round goes to take on San Jacinto at 8:30 Central Time is the schedule. And that's actually here in, 7 minutes. So that game will be a little bit delayed. But the Snead calls for the timeout as third baseman Mitchell needed a hat to help try to control that sun as it starts to set, and it's setting right in the eyes of the left side of the field. And so Shelby Court at the plate. Goswick on first. And that's ball low and away. And that's right off the end of the bat. 5-4. Can't quite get the double there. So Court will be on first by way of fielder's choice. Goswick will be thrown out 5-4. So now 2 outs. Court on first for Tyler here in the top half of the seventh. Brings up to the plate Casey Moore. Ball 1 low and inside. And that's off, jammed in the hands. A flip over to second, not in time. And Court almost, she overran the bag. So if Blevins would have been on the other side trying to pay attention, she would have been able to make the tag. But now runners on first and second for Tyler, 2 outs. Mackenzie Pete at the plate. Top half of the seventh. Winner takes on San Jacinto following this game. Ball 1 low and away. One 1-0 pitch coming for Pete at the plate. 2 on, 2 out. And that's right back up the middle. Goes off the glove as Shelby Court will come all the way around to score as that ball was hit hard up the middle. Moore will stay at second. Pete will get on by a 1B6. That was a good play to come all the way over to at least keep the ball somewhat in the infield. Brings up to the plate Chatham. First pitch swinging right over to short. Making the stretch and the snag is Ridgeway for out number 3. So TJC will get 1 run on with 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. So TJC goes into the bottom half of the 7th, leading 15 to 8. With 8-9-1 coming up for Sneed State, Bates, White, and Kay. TJC leads this one after 6.5, 15 to 8. Sneed coming up to bat. We'll be back in a moment.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th, right fielder, number 2, Alexis Bates.
First pitch swinging for Bates at the plate. Fouls it off out of play down the right field line. Mardona's in the circle. Bottom 7th, TJC leading 15 to 8. Winner moves on to play San Jacinto on the field right behind us. TJC looking for 3 outs to stay alive in this NJCA National Tournament. Fouls that one back off the pole just above or way above the camera. Changeup no-go on the outside for Mardones. 2-2 count for Bates, the right fielder, hitting in the 8 hole for Sneed State. As that one's fouled off the backstop cage just to the right of us. Two pitch once again, and that's fouled down the left field line. Two pitch once again. Tries to get her to chase that one up and away. No go for ball 3. And that one's hit out towards left, and that sun, as Paysinger tried to judge it with the sunglasses on and couldn't quite get to it in time. Once it gets with that sun just over the fence line to our right, tough judge out there in left. Strike one called for Haley White in the 9-hole, left fielder for Snead. Bates on first. And change up, gonna pop up, could be trouble. And catching it over the shoulder is Chatham. So Haley White goes down by way of F6. So with one on, one out here in the bottom half of the 7th for Sneed State, brings up the leadoff hitter, center fielder K. TJC needs 2 more outs to advance to take on Sanjak following this game. TJC leads 15-8. Mardona is trying to close this one out, as that's ball 1 low and away. So 1-1 count to K, 1 out. Bates on first for Sneed State in this bottom half of the 7th. That's ball 2 low and away. Two 2-1 pitch to K.
Battle here, battle now, find a way.
2-2 pitch and slap right down to first. Just gonna hold it and step on the bag for out number 2. Goswick gets K down by a 3U. So 1 out away for Tyler to advance to play Sanjak here in a few minutes.
Now to bat, second baseman, number 6.
Brings up the 2-hole hitter, second baseman, Blevins. Bates sits on second. Blevins at the plate. Mardones in the circle. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's fouled off, out of play down the right field line. Fans, if TJC remains the victor in this one, we'll have to do a quick breakdown and then flip to the other field, as that one's a floater out to, or a line drive off of the changeup out to right field. Bates will score. So the lead now 15-9 as Blevins gets a RBI single. So with Blevins on first, Cantrell comes to the plate. And it's strike 1 called. TJC needing 1 out to advance to play Sanjak here in a few minutes. And that's nubbed over to Chatham. Chatham steps on second for out number 3. So 6U will end the game. TJC will win this one 15-9. And advances to stay alive and plays Sanjak in another elimination game here within, my guess would be 15 to 30 minutes. So we're going to break this one down real quick. TJC improves to 51-18. Sneed State concludes their season at 30-41. And so TJC will take on San Jacinto College in another elimination round tonight. We're going to shoot for about 15 to 30 minutes. As soon as I get over to the other field with all the equipment and the table, we'll do a Chinese fire drill and get everything over there. and then get everything started back for us. So TJC wins this one by a score of 15-9 over Sneed State, stays alive, and we'll be taking on San Jacinto here in a few moments. We're going to close this one out. Just go back to the main TJC Apache Athletics YouTube page, and as soon as we get set up over there, we'll get the broadcast back up and going. But for everybody here in Utah and everybody back home, thanks for watching, and we'll see you hopefully here in a few more minutes. Thanks, and go Apaches.